right, all right, all right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Our favorite Zerg versus Terran player. That's right, it's Rogue, the Mass Changeling Master, the weirdo. Maybe not the most crisp mechanically. Maybe not the sort of player who wants to sit there memorizing tiny little build order details. And yet, despite that, despite people saying Rogue's washed, Rogue's old, he's not going to keep learning new tricks, he's just going to keep doing his clever cheeses, and they'll work sometimes, but sometimes they won't. But guess what, guys? He's learnt the 15 Overlord build. No, actually, he's not. He's doing a 15-15. It's no Overlord. I thought it was 15 Overlord. He's doing a 15-15, which is a very good opening. Zerg versus Terran allows you to skip Zerg and to get Queens. We're on Killer's Mile, a matchup which I've been told Zergs are complaining about. Been talking about different map pools with Stegosaurus. Helps run, well, does run the Pigasaur Mondays. Reason it's Pigasaur is he's Stegosaur, I'm Pig. And we've been talking about map pools and different maps, trying to try new maps for tournaments. And he said quite a few Zergs been complaining this one's too hard in this matchup. We'll see what BYUN can make happen. Bottom left side. Let's examine. Big open main base. Night is heaven. I guess you push forward. Dude, is this map like Yonsu layout? Ladies and gentlemen, is this Yonsu? This map reminds me of Yonsu. This is a very old map. Only very old StarCraft players will remember Yonsu, but Wriggle's in the chat right now, who's actually the archivist of StarCraft 2 history. Wriggle is a chemist, a doctor of chemistry, if memory serves, who is the biggest Taser fanboy of all time. And Probe's in the chat as well, so a couple people who remember the old maps. Wait, I feel like it's... The third is wrong, though. Yeah, the third on Yonsu wasn't quite like this. But it's kind of in that there's this exposed forward base with like the ramp on both sides and stuff. It just kind of definitely reminds me a little bit of that. Got a base there and a base there, whereas I think Yonsu only headed towards the more exposed base. Oh, this is the map with corpses all over it, by the way, guys. It's called Killer's Mile because someone's been running around the map killing everyone. It is, of course, the map maker is Killer Smile, so he basically just named the map after himself. Hats off to him. Some people would say that's too on the nose. I'd say you're too on the nose. These guys put a lot of time into making their maps. I always forget which person makes which map. And this is the first map. I'm never going to forget it since he put his name in it, so clever. A little bit of marketing built into the map name. I like it. Well done, mate. We do have a nice little red light here. Remember, whenever these light effects, sometimes they glare a bit across the screen. You can see how it expands and gets bigger and smaller. Doesn't look like it creates the circle, though. On Whispers of Gold, there's actually... It creates like a lens flare effect on the screen. Guys, we are hanging out next to the Supernova Men's Club. The Reaper apparently enjoying some holographic booty. Very impressive. Supernova Men's Club. Third command center on location for BYUN. Alright. So Rogue's gone for no ling speed this game, keep in mind, guys. 15-15 gasless. With the single gas timing, I think he's going to play Ling Bane off it. I don't think he's going to play Roaches. I could be wrong. This feels that way. And that Reaper really didn't want to leave the men's club. He's just like, it's like he's glued to this little men's club. It's not even the men's club. There's just a billboard for it, dude. He's like, where are the strippers, man? Like, geez, are you Duke Nukem with a jetpack or something? What's going on? Calm down, buddy. Yeah, he just won't leave. And there is a nice ledge he can jump up and down there, so fair enough. Alright. Wait, is this the men's club? Maybe this is... No, this is Rob's Guns. There's also a radioactive sign there. Alright, Overlord's gonna get shot down. Dude, did he just walk across this map with 2 Marines? That's a little ambitious, but if he gets the Overlord, super worth it. Oh, very nice. Realizing, hey, if my opponent skips Zergling speed, I can just move over here and do whatever I want. Overlord pokes in from the back door. Rogue sees the barracks timing. It should tell him that this is a 3 command center build. Hellions dive the front. Oh, 3 drones went down. Rogue had to run his drones away. Sorry, guys. Bad observing there. So I think he just grabbed all the drones and ran, but the Hellions got 3 of them before they could get to safety. Marines should be able to take down this Overlord as well. He's going to try and escape by flying through a side. Can you fly through these skyscrapers, or do you actually have... I think you can fly through them. Yeah, I don't think you can hide here. Overlord goes down. Queen's starting to spread the creep forward. Only 5 queens, so this is a very low queen style. Very standard when you're playing heavy roaches, because the roaches do the sort of defensive stuff that you normally rely on queens a bit more for, defending Hellions and the like, if you're playing a Ling Bane style. Do have the starport reactor on the factory, and the 1/1 upgrade's coming in. All right, Rogue on 58 workers, still no 6th gas. 7 more workers coming down. He's going to take that 4th on the right side. Okay, so he's expanding down the right side of the map rather than kind of having to go around the corners to defend this base and then have to worry about this ledge. He's just saying, screw it. There's big open areas over here. Let's try and defend here. Is it just me, or does that look like it's going to pop out of the ground, guys? Like a big building's going to pop out there or something like that? Interesting. 3 barracks into 4 barracks is very unusual. Normally you'd go straight to 5 barracks. Terran normally try to stick those barracks down together. Otherwise it gets kind of hard to remember when to build your reactors, because you're going to build... He's still waiting for those minerals. Finally, the 5th barracks does go down. 6 roaches, 7 roaches, burrow, 1/1, and roach speed. Rogues on 64 drones, and I wonder how aggressive BYUN ends up being with this. Obviously, he's moving forward with Medivacs, Marines on the right side, Hellions on the left. He could try to run in if there's no queen in the wall off. But now he's just going to clear creep. Good usage for these guys. Roaches are nearby. They should be able to defend the 4th. Marine's going to dive. Can he get it? Good reaction speed by Rogue. Easy D. BYUN picks up, flies over the top. He knows you're going to be light on anti-air with this style. The queens are ready in the main. He's going to unload on top, though. BYUN, high-risk, high-reward player. He's going to pay a hefty price for this. A very hefty price for this. That medevac will go down, I think. Wait. Maybe Rogue's the one who'll pay a heavy price. Does lose a few Marines. Gets himself a queen. Queen, 2 roaches, couple zerglings. 6 Marines have gone down this game. Aliens try to run in. Roaches deflect. All right. Second factory goes down. +2 armor. Does need to start +2 attack. The classic BYUN mistake, but he fixes it. It's +2 started. Just seconds later, he's got vehicle weapons on the way. Oh my god, here comes the roach attack. Roach attack through the middle. Rogue, so shocking and surprising when he does these sorts of moves. The Marines come in. Then they're going to get a little bit of damage, but is it enough? Oh my god, this is a changeling on his depot as well. Changeling on his depot, making it hard. Oh man, the roaches are going to get on top. BYUN caught with his pants down. Was not expecting a roach thrust. 63 drones, only 1 upgrade, just the carapace. 7 minutes 20. A massive roach ravager comes in, and he says, oh, you thought you were the guy who's attacking? Mate, my name's Rogue. I'm the king of roach all-ins since 2017. Get out of here. All right, guys, nice game 1 for Rogue there. Those 15-15 into 3rd hatch gasless openings are so popular right now. It's a very good build order. Lambo taught Harston that build on his stream. I think it was on Ultra Love, or at least on his YouTube. I don't know if it was live on stream they did it or not, but it's a good build. It's become the mainstay. Cyril debuted the build at Dallas when he 4-0'd Maru last year in the grand finals of Dallas. So it's kind of funny it took so long for people to catch on. I thought it was disgustingly greedy as a build order that wouldn't really be reliable unless Terrans just let you get away with it. But we're seeing it becoming very common at the moment. Now this one here is going to be what looks like a 16 hatchery. Pretty standard build. 10 seconds. After... Wait. Was that a 15 hatchery after Overlord? I feel like he went 15 hatchery after Overlord. Because that hatchery is real early. It's down like 44 seconds. I don't think Rogue's the sort to like micro his workers to speed mine or anything. Crisp opening for him, dude. Crisp opening. I think Rogue's really improving his build orders. I think he's inspired by just how much tentacles there are on this map. Look at this one. Oh my god. It's going through the metal. Do love these decaying debris. These kind of Zerg blockers that are slowly dying since they're off creep. You can see they're kind of bleeding a little bit. Breaking down without those nutrients. Command center goes down, so it's a blind 1-rax expand for BYUN. Not a big surprise, and Rogue, of course, this time is going more of a hatch gas pool, a bit more of a standard build. Now, it's interesting because Rogue is playing BYUN. He knows he could, even on this map, go 2 or 3-rax Reaper. He's going to keep mining gas. I don't think I would ever do that. Like, I would always pull off gas here because I'd be like, well, 2 or 3-rax Reaper is so garbage on this map. There's like no ledges to jump up and down, long rush distance around the outside. I would probably never make Ling speed until like 3 minutes, like after my 3rd starts. But Rogue is like, I'm going to be safe because I know I'm playing a psychopath. Like, I'm playing BYUN. This man, when he's down, he very likely just go 3-Rex Reaper or something silly like that. Not that it matters. Do the blockers stop losing hit points if you can spread creep to them? I think so, actually. That's a good question. 2 people asked that in chat, Muso and Starscream. I think they do. Any map makers in the chat or anyone who's actually tested it, if you go build a hatchery there at the start of the game, cancel it, put down a creep tumor, or just wait for the hatchery to finish, I think it would actually start healing. Like they would start regenerating over time on creep, I would imagine. Could be wrong. Command center going up in the main, so it's just a 3cc opening. Starport goes down, second gas, dropping a few seconds later. Should be changing this rally point back to the main mineral line since he's going to have to pull off onto this. So normally you rally to the natural. Oh, then again, actually, is he relying? I guess these 2 workers could fill out the main. So maybe he's calculated it just right. Reaper's still dancing at the front, not able to find any damage. Creep tumor's down. Rogue goes for another worker there. It's kind of funny because the history between these 2, we've announced both of these players for Pigfest 6, by the way, coming up. Casting this one live on the 20th of April my time, guys, in 2 days, 22nd for me, 21st if you're in North America and Europe. The donations to contribute to the prize pool will open live on my Twitch stream. Anyone who donates on the stream for the week leading into the tournament and the whole week of the tournament, so 2 weeks straight, will add to the prize pool, starting at over $6,000. And it's interesting because these 2 played in the group stage, and Rogue was kind of smashing BYUN, and then he screwed around. He played with his food a little bit. He could have gone and killed him, and instead he decided to make 30 Overseers and start spamming Changeling, Nidus Worm, Lurker at him, which is a very cool move. And I think if you're behind in a game, it's a good way to drag the game out and give yourself win potential. But I think when you've got a big advantage and you decide to slow the game down by investing in 30 Overseers, I'm going to... A throw might be too strong of a word, but definitely it was a bit of a low fight IQ moment, a rare one for Rogue, where he doesn't make the best decision and gave up all of his momentum, and BYUN made a really good defense. BYUN built a planetary in the back of his main base in that game, if memory serves, specifically because he was getting Nidus Worm spammed so much. And BYUN actually won in the late game. It was a really cool comeback for BYUN, but it was also one where I kind of looked at it and went, I don't know, man. I think Rogue was smashing BYUN in the early mid game and just decided to drag the game out, which is a good choice when you're behind, not a good choice when you're ahead. So maybe Rogue can't resist the meme a little bit too much. I think if there's a weakness of Rogue in this matchup right now, other than just raw mechanical speed, which he's not, quite as fast as a Clem or a Raynor, it's I think sometimes he wants to do the flashy cool thing. And maybe, you know how Hero, his goal isn't to play effectively, it's just to do the cool thing that annoys his opponent. I think Rogue, it's I just want to do the flashy, fun, cool strategy sometimes, rather than look for the easiest, simplest path to victory. Can't hate on him for that. It's definitely entertaining to watch. Liberator's going to come down the south side. I think you're right. I think he threw. You guys just listen to my commentary too much. I'm just like, hey guys, my audience agrees with me. I must be right. Don't want to become one of those internet people. There's creators who are unironically think that. They're like, yeah, the guys in my audience agree with me? Like, oh, I must be right. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna keep a healthy amount of skepticism, okay? Like, the people that tune into my channel agree with me? Wow, that seems like a fair and accurate, take of the community and wide variety of viewpoints. Liberator only got 2 drones. This feels like a pretty good start for Rogue creep-wise. As long as he keeps building his workers, which he's doing a great job of right now. He's in a good spot. Lair, 1-1 upgrades are actually ahead of the 1-1 of BYUN. BYUN's going to move forward with some Marines, but there's no oomph behind this push. Like, I don't think he's going to bring his tank. He's not building a second tank, which did get him killed in that last game. I think if he had 2 siege tanks and a little bit more continual Marine production, he could have held. He just thought he was going into a macro game, and Rogue, it's so hard to tell if Rogue's going to go for that big all-in or if he's just going to macro out of it after such a good start that he had. 4th and 5th base both going down at the same time. Hellions, if you leave him here too long, they will kill the base, but... Oh, can these queens defend the right on their own? Bad positioning for the queens. They're all mostly stuck behind each other, but Medevac taking big damage forces him out. These queens should respread creep on this side, and indeed there is. A little bit of creep respreading there. I like the creep in the middle. Something that I've been neglecting a bit too much when I play this map. Oh, he even gets the Viking. Well done. Now, do these creeps stop decaying now? Yeah, they stop decaying, guys. Because he got creeped to them, the rocks do stop dying, so he actually has to break them. These ones up the top should be disappearing soon. That's friggin' hilarious. So we actually have the answer to our question. Rarely do players get creep spread there, or almost, I don't know if I've even seen it. But Rogue's creep spread's on out of control this game. Guy in the chat just got back and says, I just tested it. It does stop losing hit points. Oh, the timing. Thank you, Mr. Big, for doing that. It's like 5 seconds after we see it in game. I appreciate your commitment to testing it. Thank you, my friend. No, I do, like, one of the things that triggers me as a StarCraft streamer is, like, people will just be too lazy to test anything themselves in games. They're like, your job is to just tell me things. Like I'll have people in my chat that go, how much damage does a Marine do? And I go, like, do you not know how to use Google? Like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, they're like, you tell me, how much? And I'm like, oh my God, get lost. Like, learn how to look things up for yourself. So it's always a breath of fresh air when someone actually tests stuff on their own. It's a cool little push angle. I don't think this is super committed. I think BYUN just wants to deny the hatchery from this, like, anchor sort of spot. Where's this tank going? Is he going to go to the right side? Where is that tank going, guys? What is he doing? Push this left. I think Rogue's okay to give up the 5th. He's going to go Hive, Hydras, Lurkers. A little surprised Rogue's not being more proactive. I feel like a few Lings breaking these rocks and maybe having half the army ready to counterattack could be big. For me, when I look at this map from a Zerg perspective, I'm always thinking about how can you counterattack. Now, the big problem that Rogue's having with his style, guys, is he's played Ling Hydra with no Banelings. And he's played 5 spines. He's already planning to go for the late game. Even though this is another game, I mean, he wasn't way ahead this game, but he literally had no way to win this game because he skipped Banelings, which is actually amazing because Banelings are terribly cost inefficient, almost always. Oh, these Lings could actually get on top of these tanks if he spreads them. Oh, if he spreads them. Okay, the Lings on the right get wrecked. Lings on the left gonna get a couple tanks. Oh, he has enough on the right. Dude, is he gonna kill 3 siege tanks? 3 siege tanks, nice. That's worth it. Zerglings are free, man. Dude, you can lose like 20 Zerglings per siege tank. It's still a good trade. Well done. But yeah, Rogue's building up to 100 drones. Expect mass overset any minute now, guys. He's just massing Lurker Spine. I mean, he's super turtling. Thing is, this gives BYUN map control. As long as BYUN prepares with turrets on the edge, starts massing orbitals, and I think Rogue should probably try to push forward. I don't actually think 5 tanks and 50 Marines beats the massive Lurkers coming out. If Rogue pushes with all these Lurkers on the right, he could cause big problems. Problem is, if he gets unsupported, caught on the map, and with no Banelings guarding them as well. I mean, Lurkers kind of do what Banelings do. Arguably, you don't need both. Well, the siege tank goes down, but these aren't free. And remember, he's on double tank production, so I think if your opponent's building 1 tank at a time, this is terrible. As it is, units lost tab, you can see it's in favor of BYUN. I'd say it's perfectly fine trading for Rogue. You know, it's not bad to trade like this, but it's not like, oh no, these tank losses are unforgivable. BYUN's locking down for a long game right now. Realizing, oh, we're doing one of these again. He's played so many games like this against Rogue, and like I said last time, he figured out how to beat him. Like, Rogue didn't have the way of winning in the late game. He just kind of like BYUN actually got a planetary in the main, defended it, that sort of stuff. The problem that BYUN has is he likes to dictate where the fighting happens, and he will overcommit to aggression. So it's kind of, oh, run, careful, BYUN! Oh no! Nice Lurker Siege. Gets a sensor tower and 7 workers, well done. There's always a point where BYUN might tunnel vision, and that's going to be where your counterattack of Lurkers, your Nidus Swarm, does all the damage you've been looking for. There's actually still no Nidus in this game, and he's actually just making Vipers and adding a Baneling nest now. Nice abducts go down, really well done. Ooh, Marine Hellbat tries to get in between, but there's Lurkers on both sides. Baneling speed's on the way, +2 melee, +3 carapace. Ghosts are coming out. Ghosts really good for sniping and EMPing spellcasters, but I think you've got to control the middle of this map as BYUN. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble. Ghosts and tanks. I think he beats these Zerglings rather handily. A tank and a ghost for quite a few Zerglings. Still, though, the unit trading pretty decent for Rogue, who finds the Hellbat Marine up there. Oh, Marine's down here. Going to find a Lurker and 5 Spine Crawlers, guys. It's not what a Marine wants to attack into, guys. I know that some Marines have weird fetishes, but that's way too many tentacles. even for their taste. Marines and the Ghosts going to kind of wedge themselves in between and just get gunned down. A few of them will try to pick up and move around, but Rogue is just looking to lock things down. Oh, 4 Lurkers in the open. Dude, they still unburrow really quick. I know they kind of changed the burrow and burrow speed of the Lurker, so it's not as crazy as it used to be, but still good for evacuating in these situations. Lurkers down to 190 hit points from 200 these days. That 10 less hit points makes a little difference in these situations, but not a crazy one. Still 8 queens on this map. Losing a few queens is actually good for Rogue. You really don't want to have so many queens. A bit of an F2 there as those Marines do decide to try to run through the enemy Lurkers. Well, Duck's looking good. Oh, he gets sniped. Okay, good snipe on one of those Vipers. BYUN fighting fire with fire of his own. No fusion core just yet. And these Evo chambers are energy banks, guys. It's only 75 minerals plus the drones, so 125 minerals for each one. 750 hit points, so he's just building those so the Vipers can keep refilling. I don't know if Banelings make sense here, but if he splits half his army and just blows this base up with Banelings while Lurker Viper sieging the gold, yeah. This could be really good. Sensor towers out as well. Turrets, so you can't really get past. No mass overseer yet. Oh, there we go. I was like, he's taken a long time to decide to go. Oh yeah, there we go. 10 overseers, 2 90 swarms. Ling, Lurker, Hydra, Bane trying to get on top of this. The medevac goes forwards. Remember, guys, BYUN doesn't know how to retreat. It's not in his lexicon. BYUN and Clem went to the aggressive Terran school. Basically, it's like they put you in like a brainwashing chair, and they're like they kind of like have basically if like they show you images of people defending and retreating, and they electric shock you every time they show you that image, until it's so baked into like your response is like there's a whole bunch of enemy armor in front of us, and I'm one man with a rifle, and it's like, what's your response? Run at the enemy armor head on with a bayonet fix. That's the BYUN Clem kind of answer to every situation, is run towards it, you know? Like if these guys ever go and do like the Matador stuff with the bulls or whatever, they're just gonna they're gonna throw the red flag on the ground and just charge at the bull and just punch it in the friggin' face. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna end well for them, but I'm saying it'll be impressive if it works at all. Massive respect for BYUN to not turtle. Oh, he's absolutely gonna try and turtle this out. You have to. Rogue is playing Omega Turtle, so you've got to turtle yourself and then slowly poke at him. Fighting for this middle area is huge. If you can get a planetary out here, it'll be game-changing. These changelings, I think, are not being used very well by Rogue. I think he should be sending them in from the left and, yeah, this side as well, but the left especially, because the problem is, basically, a changeling will not turn into an enemy unit until it sees one. So if you're running up a ramp, they'll just get automatically killed before they transform. So you need to actually have vision. He could put an overseer there in oversight mode, so then they see the enemy units and transform before they get shot, but that's why the north side, he can see the command center and go, oh, enemy unit, quick, turn into a marine, you know? Advanced ballistics, +3 vehicle weapons, as well as armor coming in for both vehicles and Terran starport units. Oh, bunch of Hydras, shooting gallery. He's going to cloak his ghosts and go after them. Oh, very nice for BYUN. He's going to snipe a few more as well. Oh, wow! Oh, wow, 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 wow. Now remember, guys, Hydra's a really good multi-purpose unit for Zerg, but one of the weaknesses they run into is specifically how vulnerable they are to ghosts. Baneling's going to take out a few command centers. 2 command center kills, not even cancelled. Very sloppy for BYUN. How many orbitals does BYUN have, guys? He's on 5, with 7 more command centers right now that are upgrading or about to be upgraded. So BYUN might be going too heavy on the command centers. BYUN, oh, Nidus Worm goes up. There's tanks there. Don't think you're going to be able to get too many Niduses in. This hatchery on the left side finally does survive. Normally I'd be casting with a little bit more intensity right now, guys, but basically Rogue said Europeans are cucks. They think they know how to build trenches. They think they know about World War I. He's like, try having a DMZ between you and your neighbor for the last 60, 70 years, mate. That's what we're going to do. Like, we're going to recreate the real world here. You get to be north, I get to be south. Let's have some fun, man. Uh-oh, Changeling got in the back. Uh-oh, BYUN. And the distraction on the front's keeping him occupied. Double Nidus in the back. I mean, he knows it's there. He's going to move units to respond. I think the tanks should be able to siege here. You're going to lose the upgrades is a problem, though, potentially. No. Oh, it's a fake out. He doesn't even unload. He realizes there's too much time for you to respond to this, and he's just going to bust the top. There's only one tank and one planetary. Easy snipe. Great move here. I don't think you need to bring the overseers. I think that's giving the turrets a bit of value, but the Ling Bane will easy clear this base. Baneling's getting a lot of SCVs as well. Liv's not so useful against Ling Bane. That's a really good trade for Rogue. Anytime you can bash a planetary, it's going to feel really good for you. Oh, bit of a move command for BYUN here. Another Nidus in the main. The tanks right next to each other. Uh-oh. Remember, guys, it's all about getting BYUN to panic, BYUN to seize up, BYUN to freak out. Remember, BYUN has wrist issues, but he's also just always... The reason he has wrist issues is he's one of the most tense players when he plays. Changeling's blocking him. Changeling's trying to block him on the ramp. BYUN finally clicking on these, but BYUN absolutely hates having to react. He likes being the first to act, and look at that. Borrowed Zergling sticking the middle finger up. BYUN can even see it. He sees the Zergling as the middle finger up, and he's like, you can't build here. You can't build here, Terran player. That's right. It's our... We took Artosis and stuck him in a Zergling. Yeah. Oh, you want to land here? It does get taken down finally. This is just slowing down BYUN. He's still on 5 base. He can't get the 6 down there. That one's getting blocked as well. Nidus Worm's in the main. And look at how distracted BYUN is. BYUN's panicking every time this goes down. The way BYUN is moving to react, he's got multiple tanks and libs. He's got a lot of supply committed there. BYUN, he's getting picked up by parasitic bombs as well. I wouldn't say what rogues do. Rogue. I wouldn't say Rogue is really winning fast or efficient. I'd say he's tilting BYUN. He's still on Mass Lurker, which is not a good long-term style against Tank Ghost. It's kind of hard countered by this. I'm surprised the scan didn't go down a little bit faster. But loses a bunch of Lurkers. Now, right now, it's 15 tanks, 12 libs, 12 ghosts. It is an absolute travesty to not have Broodlords on this field. A squad of Broodlords would be, like, game-ending. And yet he goes double upgrades. This is a huge oversight, guys. BYUN is playing mass tank late game, which is really good unless your opponent knows how to use Broodlords. Rogue, he was one of the OG guys who was really technical with his Broodlord swaps back in 2017. He's got to remember, Broodlords may be a lot weaker than they used to, but you get 6 Broodlords here. It's not a big cost. They poke in, kill 4 tanks, pull back, hit another angle. He's never going to have his ghosts in the right position at the right time. It's going to be very difficult, especially with how busy you're keeping him on the back. And imagine, if you had Broodlords to just keep moving around, you could clear up this map control, because these tanks are quite far forward. It would force BYUN further into his shell. The tanks would have to be behind planetaries. You know, he'd have to start really protecting himself. That's why I think those Broodlords aren't a necessity, but it's a huge hole. And I feel like Rogue, this is when he plays this style, it does feel like on a strategic level, it's a skill check for the Terran. And the way I would describe this is I just don't see this ever beating Clem ever again. I just think Clem's like too good at staying calm under pressure of dealing with changelings and doesn't mind the click simulator. I think you've got to be a bit crisper with your transitions. Like, Rogue is dragging the game out, but he's not decisive enough with taking advantages. And he's getting ahead. He's got a big bank. And he could still absolutely win this game. But the longer it goes, the more worrying it is, especially since he's not mining the corners. He's finally mining this corner, but not the gases. He should have transferred workers to both of these corners. Once you've got your opponent pinned like this, if you get to mine both corners, each base is like, I think, 11,000 minerals, 4,500 gas. You take both of those, you're almost certainly going to win the game. Oh, AMPs get spammed down. About 8 AMPs on just 2 Vipers. You could tell BYUN was rapid fire spamming a little bit there. Units lost time, 4,000 in favor of BYUN. But like I said, if you mine 2 extra bases, that's going to be, each one's about 16,000, 15,000 resources. If you mine 30,000 more on the map, Terran already spends a lot more money on their infrastructure than Zerg because he builds 9 orbitals mass planetary turret, which means his army has to be 40 to 50,000 resources more efficient than yours, which is just never going to happen unless BYUN becomes Maru. Lurker's getting taken down by libs. Probably worth it to kill the planetary there. Opens up a future angle. 5 queens is a good number. 47 overseers. Like, Rogue, yeah, he's the king of annoying. He's the king of annoying. I do like that. It has advantages, but it's what do you do with those advantages? That's my big question. SWARMHOST! Okay, I still think with 16 tanks, Broodlord's hard counters this, but SWARMHOSTs are also good against tanks. And Rogue was the OG SWARMHOST guy who showed us how to break mech players back in early Legacy of the Void. There was a period where Gumiho was unbeatable. He won a GSL. The one guy that could beat him was Rogue, and he taught the world how to beat mech. Now, I don't know how the spines attack across here, guys. This is part of the StarCraft puzzle. It's never been figured out. Lurker's going to rotate. There are a few tanks and libs. Needs a scan. Okay, no, he's got turrets there. He'll be fine. Good counter push in the top left for BYUN. Lurkers take out a tank. They do pull over here. Hydra's going to take out one lib. He's going to try and bust this planetary. Rogue's one of these crazy guys who will just push into lib tank ghost with Hydra Lurker. I don't think these trades are particularly efficient though. And remember, him not mining, he just started mining the top left base and immediately gets it denied. Which means BYUN, as long as he eventually steals that top left base himself, I mean, he might even still be able to deny this bottom right at some point. Maybe. Oh, first Locust Wave. He's got to spread these on the tanks. He's going to go for the planetary? Okay, he just lands in the middle. Gets 3 tanks. Very nice move. Surely he doesn't get the planetary, though. Building armor did get made this game. But remember, planetary's got nerfed by 1 armor. So 4 armor on an upgraded planetary used to be 5. 3-3-3 on the ground. Now 2-2 on the air, about to finish for Zerg. Hellbats. Roasty toasties. Hard to see what's going on here. The advantage of the Overseers, guys, this is what we... Unironically, if you're playing someone with an old computer, this strategy is how you win. If you do this and you fly these onto their screen in a fight, your opponent's computer will actually... Their FPS will drop so much. Maybe Rogue knows about BYUN's setup. Maybe there's a bit of a disadvantage there. He's like, dude, BYUN's still running an old PC, man. I'm just going to make his frames per second drop so he can't micro. Oh, Locust come in again on the right side, though. But BYUN killed a lot of Lurkers in that top left. You normally just want to swap to more Hellbat Ghost and potentially even some Thors mixed in. Ghosts are going to go down up here. Oh, we didn't kill the hatchery. A lot of Ghosts just went down. Oh my gosh. He just lost like 8 Ghosts or something. That's a lot. How many Swarmhosts? It's 17. Normally the answer to Swarmhosts is to push with Ghost, Lib, Hellbat, and Thor. But BYUN's still building siege tanks right now against a Broodlord swap. Siege tanks makes no sense against Swarmhosts. It's because he's paranoid about the Lurkers. How many starports? He's got 2 ports. He should be able to crank out libs. I think BYUN might be making the wrong response to this. It's been so long since he played against Swarmhosts because pros don't believe in the Swarmhost usually against Terran unless they're playing mech. Locust Wave didn't really do anything, but yeah, you should not be building siege tanks there into Swarmhost, let alone into what we see as coming the Broodlord tech switch. Rogue still mining the bottom right. He's going to take that top left again. BYUN's resources are running low. This is a problem. This base here is going to get mined out very fast from these mules. Units lost tab, 7,000 in favor of BYUN. He's got quite a few libs. Hell, that's Ghost coming forward as well. It's mostly Ling Bane on the ground to support. 9 Hydras, 2 Vipers, 16 Banes, 46 Zerglings. Rogue's down to 39 workers. He's got a bank, but he's going to be able to make a giant army now. Locust shouldn't... Oh, he's not microing them. Accidentally lands his Locust. Oh, the Spore Crawler was in range. It gave detection, so he actually gets 3 Ghosts. Here we go. He's going for it. Where's the Hellbats? Not enough Hellbats and Ghosts in here. The Ling Bane Locust actually kill almost all the siege tanks. The Corruptors snipe all the libs. Oh, get wrecked, lib. Rogue goes full 2016 Ben Shapiro. It actually just wrecks the libs there. Damn, that's crazy, man. He's like, wow, look at these. Those libs were straight out of a first-year college course, man. It's almost like they were an easy target to dunk on. It's crazy. Anyways, Swarmhosts are going to be there as well. They're going to be going for another siege. Only 18 drones. Rogue's income's dried up. But he's got the big bank, and the Swarmhost will give him crazy efficiency. He even built more. He's on to 23 Swarmhosts. Another tank goes down as well. Refinery there. Planetary. Hello? Hello? All right, Planetary takes some damage, but it will not die. Not with Hellbats guarding it. Thor, Hellbat, Ghost is building, but he's building Vikings, guys. He needs to be building libs. He's worried about the Corruptors. I think you still need to be lib focused. I mean, committing to Viking versus Corruptor, is that a bad idea? I don't know. +3 air attack coming in. Looks like he didn't make +3 air armor because he was going Great Aspire, thinking about a Broodlord swap. But it is Corruptor's Swarmhost right now, guys. One of the more bizarre armies I've ever seen. Corruptor's Swarmhost. I mean, on paper, this should be garbage against a Hellbat Ghost push, right? It should be. But Banelings are very supply efficient, and if you push on creep, you never know when those Banelings are going to be out there. The real thing Rogue's done so excellently is look at this Spore thrust in the middle. Remember I talked about the middle of the map? The fact that Rogue maintained control over the middle of this map for so long was huge. A few tanks do get saved, nice hot pickups. It's this launching pad in the middle. If BYUN has center control, this is easy to just defuse, to take the power away from. But he doesn't have center control, and without center control, Rogue can attack the north, attack the south, attack the middle. It's so quick to rotate between these attack angles. BYUN, he's going to go attack the bottom right corner now, which he did deny, by the way. And the banks are shockingly close. But just remember, Corruptors find Libs with no turret support. The Libs get wrecked. The Planetary is getting taken out by Ling Bane. There's a few turrets up north, but those Corruptors... Oh my gosh. Planetary goes down. Orbital's going down. He's going to lose 2 orbitals as well. The Lings are getting on top of the tanks. Oh no! Swarm hosts are ready as well to just keep getting value. This is really bad for BYUN because these Swarm hosts, if you're not attacking him, anytime the Swarm hosts can use their Locusts offensively, they are good. When they're defensively used, they're usually pretty bad. He needs to push into the center of the map right now. BYUN cannot let him control the center. You cannot let a Swarm host player do it. He's pushing the Thor. He was pushing. Look at this. Rogue's pushing the Thor, guys. Oh my god, Planetary over there gets taken down. Dude, how often do you see a bunch of fake Marines just pushing a Thor around the map, bullying him? BYUN is actually moving in this top left corner right now. Lings are there as well. There's like 40 very odd acting Marines. They're like, I'm one of the Terran guys. I'm here to serve our Emperor Max. Totally. A little bit suspicious. I'd say these changelings are more suspicious than the Roach guy from the original Men in Black movie, guys. They're right now asking for sugar water for some reason while twisting their head in a very creepy manner. Vikings do get double parasitic bombs. A few snipes went down from those ghosts. BYUN's maxed out, but this army does not feel like a maxed out army. And those Locusts are going to be very happy to take out a Thor and a Hellbat. Any unit kill is a free kill. The Corruptor count is insane. 23 Corruptors. Swarm hosts hanging out. 15 more Swarm hosts! Oh no, you know what? BYUN might actually be better off swapping back to Marines. In this situation, is it better to just build mass Ghost or mass Marine, guys? Because Ghosts are 3 supply now. I actually think Marines might actually be the best call against this army. Because the Swarm hosts are just so low momentum. Like low tempo. And Marines, I mean, you don't have minerals though. You can't do it because you've never got past your first 5 or 6 bases here. If you could land a command center up here and drop even 1 round of mules, it'd be amazing. But Rogue's mining more than him right now? No, BYUN's still mining more, but only for the next minute. Once these bases mine out, he's gone whilst that bottom right base is still a threat. Another command center goes down, bringing it down to just 9 orbitals. Oh my gosh, I think BYUN way overbuilt orbitals. The fact that he's lost like 5 orbitals and he's still at 9 is crazy. He lost 3 orbitals, 4 other command centers, 6 planetaries. Still, he was up 12 orbitals at some point. A crazy count. Production tab is empty right now, guys. I do have it open. It says production up there. It's just both sides are maxed. 23 Corruptors not very useful in this fight. Here we go, Banelings going for the roly-poly. Good pullback for Rogue. I think that was a great reaction for BYUN. And he realized, nope, we can't take that out. 8 Hellbats, 26 Ghosts, 8 Siege Tanks, 6 Thors. Oh, golly. Oh, golly. Oh, my gosh. There's so many Locusts and Hellbats. The Banelings looking for the Ghosts. The Ghosts trying to stun a step away. They do gun them down. But remember, even though the Banelings are single use, the Locusts are unlimited. There are 34, and they can just keep throwing free units. Some would say the ethics of the Swarmhost is questionable. I don't think that's strong enough language, guys. They are throwing their children as weapons at their opponent. Just shows sometimes having a no-holds-barred attitude to warfare is more effective. Speaking of which, Rogue's drones just surrounded a siege tank. The siege tank has 24 kills. I don't know if those were all drones or not. Looks like 12 of them were. 12 drones went down. Tank's trying to clear these changelings. He is done with trying to click on these individually. He only wants to use Hellbats or tanks with splash damage so he doesn't have to click as much. The tank does get chased down. Rogue taking the top left. Command center for BYUN trying to take the bottom right. See, Ghosts are pretty good at kiting down the Locusts. If the Hellbats ever land a shot on them, it's really nice, but you need to reclaim the center control. If BYUN doesn't take center control, the Swarmhost will defeat him. He has to. You just kill the Locust wave. You have to then immediately move into the center. This is 101 of fighting Swarmhost, guys. Kill a wave, take the center, clear the creep, push him back. When he uses his next wave from back here, run back, run away. And then the moment the wave is exhausted, push back into the middle. Because then the waves are going to start doing 0 damage. But if you accept a defensive position against Swarmhosts, which BYUN's doing right now, you are accepting getting slowly whittled down by an endless army of free units. Guys, you cannot fight against the zombie horde this way. You need to Arya Stark it. You need to basically just teleport yourself into the midst and just stab the boss. If you can't take down the leader of the zombie horde, the Night King or whatever, things ain't going to go well. The Ghost's cloak, tank goes down, Thor barely survives. I mean, this is pretty, that's pretty good, right? You only lost like a tank and a bit of damage. That's good. Problem, those were free units. Over time, this is not going to go well. Yes, BYUN's sucking up the bottom right, but the top left, Rogue is got access to the base with more resources. These ghosts are going to go forward, but it's a poke. And don't get me wrong, Banelings are scary on creep. That's why he's not pushing. But he has to push on creep, spread his units out, and just take those Banelings on the chin of the Hellbat Marauder Ghost. If he doesn't do that, these swarm hosts will wear him down. Rogue right now is saying, la 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 la, I have 34 swarm hosts. And look at that, the changelings trapping his units. BYUN isn't clicking on them to clear them. And another Thor goes down. A few other units take damage. I don't think much else died, but even just baiting the ghosts into cloaking itself is worth something. 34 swarm hosts, 23 corruptors. This is one of the worst maxed out armies I've ever seen for a Zerg player. The fact that he's maintaining map control with it is a testament to how oppressive his pressure has been, how good his creep spread's been for Rogue, but also BYUN letting him control the center and not contesting it anymore. The moment you saw Swarmos, you should have been thinking about reclaiming the center. The moment you see Corruptor Swarmos, it's a non-negotiable. You've got to push into the middle. His army does not fight, right? Corruptors don't fight. Swarmos only can fight half the time with those Locusts, which means it's a handful of Ling, Bane, and Queens are the only standard fighting units. It's an army of specialists, but they are very good at sieging you down. Tank on siege is there, Ghost do cloak, and I don't think that killed anything. Base is mining in the top left. Mules are mining down here for BYUN. He's still got a bit of gas coming in, a tail of about 500 gas. Probably needs to try and take that gas in the bottom side as well. You see how he pokes forward, and I get he's afraid of the Banelings, but good spready, good spready. It's hard without libs, but the Mass Corruptor has scared him off the libs, and I wonder if that's the right choice. You still got Medivacs. I wonder if you still should build libs here. I don't know, hard to say. Mass Changeling coming forward. Decent pre-spread for BYUN. That Thor, oh, he baits some of the Locusts. If you drop there, the Locusts might drop on it, which would be amazing. He's going for it! He's going for it! Rogue's sick of it! He says, you came on creep for the last time, boy! And he YOLOs forward. I don't think Rogue should keep chasing, though, because the Locusts are about to run out. He just cleans up the front of the army. If he pulls back here, good engagement for Rogue, I do think. We'll have to check the units lost, but I think that was quite okay for him. I mean, the units lost tab tells us this has been a fantastically efficient game for the Zerg, and that he is 2,000 resources more efficient. You might think, well, that's crazy. How bad is BYUN playing? But remember, when you play Swarm Host, you're throwing free units at your opponent. And every time they die, it doesn't cost you. You should be more efficient when playing this army. But he was down, what, 10,000+ resources probably earlier in the game. Turning it now to his positive. It's been a big swing. But if you can't clear this creep in the middle as BYUN, I feel like we are destined to get sandpapered to death by these Locusts. Where's the cloak? Waits to the last second. Is Locust up north looking for a tank? Good hot pickup. You gotta push into the middle immediately, you know? Thor in the bottom does get taken down, as will that command center. BYUN, I think, happy to lose the command center. The SCVs maybe not as much. If he can deny the top left and take that base for himself, it is the more important base. The minerals are mostly gone from here. Surprised a few Lings didn't split in. Got 20 Banelings, 20 Zerglings here. The Banelings going for a roly-poly. And they blow up a couple Ghosts and Hellbats. I don't know how efficient those trades are. Locust's going to land on the back. Not the best Locust micro, letting them all land on a single unit. Here we go. More Cloak being forced out of this. Overseers, the Ghosts! No, he's been relying on Cloak for too long. Oh my god, BYUN left his Ghosts on the front line. He got too used to being invisible. And 20 Ghosts go down in the blink of an eye. He kept on getting pushed to these corners. He had to control the center. He could not dive this deep on creep. The moment he does, he cloaks. He says, yep, let me just clear these Locusts. The Overseers come forward. And with the Eye of Sauron, they reveal his true location. And absolutely wreck him, man. Oh. Wow. Whew. Locust coming forward here. Yeah, BYUN's too far behind in army supply now. I don't think he has the numbers to take the middle now, which means his best bet is to pull into the main and play for a stalemate, guys. I don't think BYUN will do that. I don't think he has it in him. I think he's too much of a sportsman. I don't think he's that much of a scumbag. But the best play for BYUN right now is to pull into the main and entrench the position and basically try not to lose any units to any Locust waves. I don't think it's possible. I still think you'd die to Swarm Hosts eventually, even if they just kill like one turret or one Hellbat per wave. But yeah, I think Rogue's got him checkmated here. Obviously, Rogue geared up for this from the start. What I liked about this is he didn't just spam Nidus Lurker from the start. He actually went for more Banelings. I do think the Broodlord swap could have won this game much earlier. I think you'll notice with guys like BYUN that they're a bit too reliant on mass siege tank to survive in these situations. And I know Raynor used to have the same blind spot where he'd play against BYUN and these other guys who go mass tank, and he'd just go, Broodlords are garbage, you can't make Broodlords. And I was like, that's a really good rule to have in Zerg versus Terran. And like all rules in StarCraft, there is always an exception. And that exception is if your opponent builds over 12 siege tanks, and a lot of these guys are building 15 or 20, the Broodlord, just a handful of them, suddenly become one of the best units in the game. As always, when we mention this, there's always a dumb guy in the chat who's like, Broodlords against Thors and Ghosts. Oh, it's okay to be wrong, guys, in the chat. Obviously, we're not talking about now at this stage, but we're talking about earlier. Rogue has this one in the bag. This is the sort of dogma that gets, you know, pro gamers in the community in trouble. They go, Broodlords are just always bad. And then I explain, like, fundamentally why it's good in a certain situation. We'll go, like you'd build it versus this. And it's like, did he have any Thors? He had 0 Thors for the longest time. His ghost count was decent, but not great. Most of his army was tanks and libs. And he had about 11 ghosts for about 5 minutes at that stage. Could not cover every front with that by any means. A couple of snipes there for BYUN. I always like when people debate StarCraft with me. But, you know, actually debate, not just say, no. Here we go, Locusts are going to land. Oh. Corruptors committing here. Bit of a wild choice. What are we doing, Rogue? Oh my gosh, Rogue, why did you do that? He just threw away like 10 Corruptors to snipe. But the ghost count's not that high anymore, dude. The Hellbat's trying to free the tanks from the clutches of the changelings. BYUN's going to long distance mule mine this. Each mule gets maybe 2 trips. Actually, where are they returning it to? He doesn't even have a command center nearby. They got to return over there. Rogue is out of money, guys. And he just threw away like 10 Corruptors. There is a situation here. Oh, it's a shame there isn't like... I wonder if BYUN should have nuked this game. What do you guys think? Imagine if he nuke harassed the middle a bit this game. I think it would have made it really hard for Rogue to like dominate the map without being worried that his army was stumbling into nukes. Could this turn into a draw? As long as the Corruptors survive, no. Still resources on the map to mine as well. It's another orbital snipe there. Should leave a few lings in that top left, but I guess there are no lings right now for Rogue. Could build a couple. I like that Rogue's done a really good job of respreading his creep. He realizes with this style how important that creep is. Locust coming forward. And I think throwing the SWARMHOST a few at a time, the Locusts a few at a time like this is the perfect way to play it. All right, barracks floating into the middle of the map. Corruptor's happy to kill those. Locust still chasing him. Gonna die as soon as they land. Locust take out another command center. SWARMHOST throw a few more Locusts forward again. She's keeping him pinned. As long as he keeps throwing them on different timers like this, you can see the Locusts are being thrown like 1/3 at a time. You do pretty good. Look at this single Hellbat wander forward. It's like, blow up on me, Banelings. One Baneling does indeed blow up on it. Corruptors should clear. Oh, snipies. Oh, BYUN with a good move. He's got to pull out, though. Ah, he loses 2 ghosts. I don't know if that's worth it. BYUN's got to be really efficient here. He needs the Hellbat. You need to just tell the Hellbats to shift click those. Otherwise, the ghosts kill them before the Hellbat can shoot. Oh, the SCVs get trapped. Oh, no. Dude, if BYUN could turn this into a win or even a draw, it would be crazy. He's trying to, you see, now he's trying to like force the Locusts out a bit further back, but there's the Hellbat. Gonna try and push forward. The changeling's on top of him and he can't even pull back. He can't even move around properly, man. Oh, this is so awkward. Trying to snipe. You see, at least now he's forcing the Locust to be used defensively, and that means you just pull back. So you force Locust, pull back, and that's what he should have been doing much earlier when his army was much bigger. This is what I was talking about. You have to push into, and I get there was Lingbane on creep, but that's where a theoretical understanding has to trump your feeling. Because in the game you go, oh no, he's got Banelings on creep. I can't push into that. But we could see with our God vision, There was 23 Corruptors, 34 Swarm Hosts. 34 Swarm Hosts, by the way, the 3 supply each, guys. It's 102 supply of Swarm Hosts. 46 supply of Corruptors. There was just no supply for any other army. He's never going to have enough Ling Bane to stop you taking the middle off him. If your opponent goes for such a one-dimensional inflexible army like that, you have to take the map control off them. That's where BYUN failed in this one. Great play by Rogue, though. Such a clever, weird style. No one really believes in Swarm Hosts against Bio, but once it's swapped into more of a Ghost Mech sort of setup, he said, you know what? Swarm Hosts become God-tier units again. And he just grinds him down. 34 Swarm Hosts were made in this game, guys. 14 of them died. And look at all those just kills on both sides. A slaughterhouse. 140,000 units went down in this game. Almost exactly. GG. Well played. Rogue gets the 2-0.